What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. I've seen enough YouTube videos that all the successful people start out like that. Now, I'm supposed to give you a quick hook on, what you're watching while I interrupt to say, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Now, back to the channel. But I'd like to think you all have lives and aren't sitting around waiting for me just to upload a video, but hey, who knows? So, in the last video, I wanted to add an area of content for you all, specifically commenting on current events. I don't want to go too broad, but rather take a few minutes to talk about a specific event that is going on, dig a little bit deeper, give you a little bit better understanding of that, so then that way you can at least walk away with something out of, taking the few minutes and in watching this video. So first off, Joe Biden, he put out a proposal increasing the minimum wage. Now, he's increasing it from the current federal amount of $7.25 all the way up to $15. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. Are you seriously going to sit here and talk about the federal minimum wage? Yep, that's what we're going to talk about for the next couple minutes. So now, the argument's been going on for years. The current amount is too low. $15 is too high for small business owners. People need a living wage. Minimum wage is for teenagers, not for adults. On and on and on. I get it. They're both sides. But today I want to talk about, solving the topic of a $15 minimum wage by not talking about the $15 minimum wage. Instead, we're going to talk about the Earned Income Tax Credit, the EITC. So first off, let's talk about the $15 minimum wage. I just want to recap a bullet point. All right, it's easy, to say, oh, you don't care about people. Federal minimum wage is only $7.25. That's no way to go about thinking about this. And if anyone pushes that argument that they have never taken a moment to really analyze what $15 minimum wage is, that's not the way to go about thinking about it. And if anyone pushes that argument, they have never taken a moment to really analyze what $15 minimum wage is. Because as an employee, your boss is paying half of your taxes. Now, we all know this. If you work 10 hours, you don't get a $150 check. Everyone knows they take out taxes from that check. Everyone knows this. If you understand it, it's how the machine operates. Now, FICA, basically your taxes comes out to 15.3% of what is owed to the government. As an employee, you are only required to pay half of that. That's what they take out of your paycheck, 7.65% of the 15.3. Your employer covers the other half, 7.65%. So this effective amount that the business owners are paying is higher than $15. All right, I want everyone to understand this. $15 does not mean $15 paid to the employee by the boss. He has to pay above and beyond that, $15 plus the $6.75. So now that we have that clear, well, fine. Well, if you don't want to pay people more, then what? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Earned Income Tax Credit, the EITC. It's already in the tax code with the IRS. It happens every single year to thousands of people. This is a refundable tax credit. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to digress once more, just so we're all on the same page. All right, so there's probably three terms that you've heard about regarding taxes: deduction, credit, and refundable credit. Now, I'm going to use round numbers to make this real easy. Deductions lower your income. You make $100,000, you owe 10%, you owe $10,000. You make $100,000, you have $20,000 in deductions. You now owe the government on $80,000, 10%. So you have to cut a check to Joe Biden for $8,000. Got it? If it's going too fast, don't worry. I did the calculations on my calculator, and well, math, it's correct. Tax credit. You make $100,000. You owe 10%. You owe $10,000 again. If you get a $5,000 credit, you apply it against the $10,000 you are owed. You are only owing $5,000 to your boy Joe Biden. Now, say that you get a $15,000 tax credit. Well, you only owe $10,000 in taxes. So essentially you owe zero. And the additional $5,000 credit, well, you owe nothing. That's it. That phantom $5,000, that goes directly to Bigfoot, because that's just how the tax credit works. Non-refundable. All right. Now, refundable tax credit. If you make $100,000, you owe 10%, $10,000. Now, if you have a refundable tax credit, i.e. the Earned Income Tax Credit, it offsets your $10,000 that you owe, and you end up owing Joe Biden $0. And that additional $5,000 that Bigfoot got earlier, you get that money. So essentially, you pay zero taxes, and you get that $5,000. So you make $100,000, you owe zero in taxes, and you got the $5,000. So technically, you made $105,000. That is essentially how the earned income tax credit works. With the refundable tax credit, you get money back, and you made money just by filing your taxes. So your income now is $105,000. You see how this works? Why is understanding these three things important? The earned income tax credit is a refundable tax credit. Who qualifies for this? Well, filing status, married filing jointly, head of household, qualifying widow or widower, single. This is not for teenagers. You basically need to be a working adult to be able to claim this credit. Now, I slung out some higher numbers earlier, but this is going to be for people that make very modest incomes. A good example is 2020 single person making $15,000. You can get up to $538 credit. Now, you have a child, that ups it all the way up to $3,584. So if your credit is more than what you owe in taxes, the government cuts you a check for the difference. Now, this is not all that much. That's right. It's because this is mostly geared towards families that don't have much earning potential, single parents, families that are really going to fit into this category. Now, it drastically increases once a child is brought into the world, because now it can jump up to $6,660 as a credit to you. Now, as the mark of the devil suggests, this is not where you want your income to be. But again, this was put in the tax code to help families on the lower end of the income scale. Now, I want to add on this. A number of years back, Warren Buffett commented on this. He had a great idea. He said that the way it should be handled is not a refundable deposit right when you get your check from the government, but more to break it up, make it even throughout the year so that families get it monthly throughout the rest of the year, effectively helping people monthly by providing them with this additional income. Do I believe this is a good idea? There are pros, there are cons, and well, that's for another day. For now, if there's one thing to take away from this video, above all else, it's having that conversation about the $15 minimum wage. When someone says, oh, $15 minimum wage is a no-brainer, everyone should support that. Well, you know what to say. You're absolutely right, and it should be paid through the earned income tax credit so that it doesn't put pressure on small business owners so they can hire more people. Now, at that moment, take a careful look at the expression on the face of that person, because only then will you know if you're having a real conversation or someone read a headline and makes them feel good to repeat it out loud, all while in front of people. Well, with that said, I hope you're a hit at your next party with your newfound information. I think there's one thing left to say. If you don't want to make minimum wage, don't have minimum skills. Take care, stay safe, and always do your best to keep a positive attitude. Till next time.